Whoa, that was a loud noise. Sorry, I should have got my materials ready before we started, but I've said this a million times. Love fitness, love recovery. Still haven't figured out video skills. That's okay. If you happen to be at my Positive and Productive Live this morning, we talked about getting serious about goals and priorities. Video skills that's not a goal or priority in my life, so I'm totally cool with not being good at it. But hopefully you're here for the workout. Normally, Kirsten does ROCovery Fit on Mondays, but as she mentioned, she couldn't be here today, so she's passing on her workout to me. I'm super excited because it's going back to the basics, which wherever you are in your fitness journey, I mean, even if you're at the elite level, those basics build the foundation, and revisiting them not once in a while, but daily to prepare your body is super important. So we will be doing all of the moves that you did last week with Kirsten. We're going to add 5 reps, and for each part of the body that she focused on, we're going to be adding a new movement. So we'll talk about different types of modifications as we go, but we are going to hop right out into the workout. So we're going to go ahead and get started with 35 squats. I think that you can see, I don't know, it's a little different. We're using a new live feed. There we go. I think that's better. Although I think maybe the workout might be in the way. I'm just going to take that off for a moment. So we are going to start with 35 squats. So when you're doing squats, you want your feet hip width apart so you can draw a line straight down. Some people, the way that their anatomy is, the toes work really good forward. Some people like to kick them out to the side. Just be careful. We don't want to squat wide with really far toes because then that causes your knees to dip in, and that's no good. You actually want your knees to go out. So I'm going to do my first 5 showing you from this angle so you can see that we really want to just put our knees out to get room for the hips. 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to turn so you can kind of see from the side. You do want to make sure your hips go below the knees. So go ahead and finish your squats. That's 10. 15. 20. 25. And 30. And 35. For a minute, I panicked. I was like, wait, are we supposed to do 30 or 35? If you're still finishing your squats, good. And just a note, we do have a set number of reps, but you can do more or less, okay? Meet your body where it is and add a couple every week. The next one is lunges. Again, we want to make sure that we're hip width apart. A lot of times when people do lunges, they start here and then they tightrope walk, which makes it wobbly. So your lunges should be as wide as you are when you're standing, okay? So nice and stable. Another thing is they should be using your butt. So if you're not squeezing your glutes, your lunges could use a little bit of help from back there. So if you feel wobbly, if you squeeze, watch, even try it. This may sound so weird. Squeeze your butt as hard as you can, and then try to wobble side to side, right? Relax. See how your hips move more freely? So squeezing your glutes keeps your hips in line, which will keep everything else. I highly recommend a line, like if you're outside a crack in the sidewalk or some type of visual reminder, so you can see that your feet are staying equal distance away from that line. Okay, enough of me talking. 15 lunges per leg, so 30 total. forward, touch your knee. Another key element for a lunge is that you just gently touch your knee. If you're slamming it down, you don't have a lot of control. We'd rather have control than speed. That's 10 total. If we look from the side, I already noticed something wrong with mine. There we go, that's better. You want to make sure you have a vertical shin. You don't want to be forward. $15. I'm going to turn back around so I have more room, but that's 20. And 30. Big deep breath. All right. Grab some water. Now this is where we're going to add in a new move. Put the banner back up. We have split squats. So 10 means 5 for each leg. And what we're doing is we're adding a more difficult movement that's still going to work on the same area we just did. So a split squat, I'm going to show you a couple versions, so don't go ahead and do them yet, means I'm standing pretty far away. I got my foot up, and I'm going to squat down, and then back up. I do them all the time for my lifting, so I can use a pretty high box, but I don't know if you can see this down there. It's okay if your raised surface is just a few inches off the ground. So you put one foot there, the other one goes way out, and then you drop down. So this forces you to use some more different muscles and stabilize. So you're going to do 5 on one leg, and then go ahead and switch. When you're doing them correctly, and I'm not always perfect, right? Do as I say, not as I do. What you're looking for is knee over ankle, and then back up. Cool. 5 per side. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Next, we're going to move into our core series. So Kirsten did have you starting off with a plank, which is beautiful. I love planks because they're a nice static hold, and they cause you to contract for quite a while. So we're going to do a minute plank, which is the same as last week. But this week, I want to have you try a more difficult version for as long as possible. So what does that look like? Well, if you started here last week, what I want to invite you to do is start with your shoulders forward. So it's a nice plank position, and you're just going to rock up on your toes and lean. That requires more shoulder, more core, and more glutes. Then, when you get exhausted, switch to this version. When you're exhausted there, go down to your forearms. Now, if the forearms is your most difficult version, you're going to start here. You can drop to your knees when you get too tired, but don't give up. Questions about that? All right, don't see any questions. So let's go ahead and get started with our planks in 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, actively think of every muscle. Squeeze your lats, squeeze your glutes. I'm going to shift back to my regular plank. We're about halfway done. You can shift down to your forearms. "15 more seconds. If you wanted, this is where you could drop to your knees. Or if you still got it, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pull it. 3, 2, 1. Nice. So the next move we're going to be working on is crunches. This time 55. Get my hat the right direction. So when you do crunches, you're really focusing on this upper part of your abs, which you can only access, you can tell when you're sitting up, by folding forward. But I don't want to round my shoulders. I want to keep them forward and back. So I want you to think of it as taking a string from your bottom rib to your hip. Right? Feel the difference versus rolling over. If I use my abs to do that, that's what a crunch should be. So go ahead, get down. The other thing, you don't want to put your hands behind your head because then you're pulling. You can put them at the side or across your chest. But really, you want to start with a nice flat back. So now my core is a little bit engaged. And then from here, I want to picture pulling my ribs to my hips and use that for my crunching motion. That's 10. That's 20. And if you feel a strain in your neck, that means you're reaching with your chin. So try to keep it tucked in back. That's 30. I have to readjust my shoulders. I'm not using good form, so shoulders, roll them back and pull them down. "45, 10 more to go. "10. Woohoo! I'm going to go ahead and pull that workout back up for you. So those are the moves Kirsten had, which is a beautiful work on your entire core. But a lot of times when we think of core, we think of our abs, but our core is the center, our torso, right? Which also includes the muscles going up our spine and the back. So we're going to add the move of Superman. We're going to do another static hold like a plank, but this time for our back sides. So it's going to require us to lay down on our bellies. So as Superman, you want to keep your nose towards the ground. If it's your own floor, go ahead and put your nose on it. But if you're outside or in a public place, you don't know what germs are there. You might not want to put your nose down. But you're going to start here, and then you're going to activate your back and your glutes to lift your legs and shoulders. Okay, I don't want you arching your spine. I want you to keep your back as straight as possible and use just the muscles to lift everything up. We are going to hold that for 30 seconds. It's okay if you do 15 seconds, take a break, and 15 more. Or if you activate multiple times, so you might go like activate, relax, activate, relax. Whatever works for your body where you are today. We're going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Think happy flying thoughts. You can push your fingertips forward and point your toes backward. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Ten more seconds. And relax. Nice work. Go ahead and grab some water. We're going to move on to our upper body. Hey, just found the comments. Got Richard, Lynn, Melissa. Good excuse for me to pause. All right, this is why I love the basics. PS, by the way, no matter how fit you get, or at least in my case, push-ups, man, they terrify me. They're hard for me to do. I blame it on my super long arms, but it's really because I just don't do them often. So this is great. The first thing we're going to do is 25 push-ups, so 5 more reps than last week. And just like with the planks, start with the most difficult version and then scale it back. So let's talk about the scaling. Go ahead and put your hands out in front of you. And what I want you to do is pull them in, keeping your elbows wide. Right? Pause here. Pay attention to what muscles you're using. Now, keep your fingertips pointed up. Try to get that elbow to touch your rib cage as you pull your arms in. Okay? What you should feel is a lot more upper back. That's what you want with your push-ups. You want to use those bigger muscles and also engage your triceps for stability and your chest for strength. So regardless of what type of push-up you're doing, elbows in is the key. Don't let your shoulders dip forward and your elbows go out. That being said, we know push-ups, straight chest to floor, but what about some modifications? If I want to make my push-up more difficult, I can put my feet up on a box. Or if I want to make them a little bit easier, I can take away some of my body weight by doing my push-ups on a raised surface. So I still want to keep those elbows tight, so I'm going to figure out how wide my hands need to be. And I'm going to step back, do my push-up this way. Now, say I don't have a higher surface, but that's too low for me, then I walk my feet in, so now my legs are supporting my weight, still keep my elbows tight, and push up that way, okay? So try the most difficult version that works for you, and then move to an easier version as you go. That's how you're gonna build muscle. Like Kirsten said last week, really learning how to burn out those muscle groups. So, enough talking, time for the fitness. Let's go ahead and do 25 push-ups. I'm gonna do mine in sets of 5. You can blast through or do them however you want. Take a breath, 5 more. Take a breath, 5 more. Take a breath. I notice that I'm slowing down, so I'm going to go to a raised surface. I'm going to go ahead and do 5 more. Take a breath and finish out with 5. Nice. All right. Next, we're going to do 25 dips. So you're going to need a raised surface for this one, whether you use one for push-ups or not. I'm going to need to catch my breath. All right. So dips isolate your triceps. Same thing. You want to be able to keep your elbows tight. So nice narrow stance. Now, the way to make these more difficult is by walking your feet away. That's going to create more body weight that you have to push up and down. Whereas walking your feet in takes some of that body weight off of your triceps. So we're going to go ahead and do 25 dips. Again, however you want to do it. I'm breaking mine into sets of 5. One big breath. Another big breath. Maybe you want to shake it out. Big breath. That was 20 and 5 more. Next. All right, last move. If you have small dumbbells, like 5 pounds, canned food, or if you have small plates, 2.5 or 5 pounds, we're gonna do a shoulder finisher. So let me put the workout up one last time. These are called ATWYs. I use cans. So what you want to do is activate your shoulders, both this part and your upper back, by creating all of those positions. So what you're going to do is you're going to start nice sturdy stance, put your shoulders down and back. So what I mean by that is I roll them, then I tuck them back, like I'm putting them in the back pocket. Palms forward, move my arms, so going from here to here, activating my upper back, that's an A. I'm going to bring them together, palms together, T. Then I'm going to tilt them into a 90, fold them up into a W, and press into a Y. That's 1. I'm going to go back down. A, T, W, Y. That's 2. A, T, W, Y. That's, I think 3. I'm really bad at counting. We'll call it 3. A, T, W, Y. One more, because I think it's 5. If it's not, it's a bonus. A, T, W, and Y. Nice. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me for Get ROCovery Fit. I hope you have a lovely day and show up next week. Kirsten will be back. She'll add 5 more reps to each of those moves, and you can continue getting back to basics. If you're thinking, wow, this is a great workout, but I kind of want to do more, don't forget, you can go to our YouTube channel. I should actually post it in the comments. You can go there, and there's tons of workout videos, all of them that we've collected over the last few months during our virtual programming. So hopefully that's something you can enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and get the link for that for you. Sorry I didn't have it pulled up right away. And feel free to leave any questions in the comments while you're waiting for me to figure out my tabs on the internet. I did see a question Richard, why aren't I a physical trainer? I used to be a teacher. I swear this is connected. I used to be a teacher, and I wanted to teach elementary school special education, but I took every English elective because I love reading and writing, but I never wanted to teach English. One, because I dropped out of high school, but two, I love reading and writing. I was worried the students would ruin that for me. And I did, through a very interesting series of events, end up teaching high school English, which I did love. However, it was frustrating to read my favorite books, novels, poems with students and have them hate them. And anyways, long story, still long. I'm not a personal trainer because I absolutely love and adore fitness. And if it was a job, I'm afraid that that would go away. Whereas when I coached for ROCovery, when we had our gym in the Southern Tier, or when I used to drive to the Dewey Ave location and volunteer, it was a pure joy to do that with my community. But yeah, personal training would be too much of a job for something that I love. Anyways, another thing that I love that I don't mind doing as a job is peer services. There's no way to hate that because it is such a blessing and an opportunity to get to reach out to people and kind of walk with them through their recovery journeys and let them be the leader of their own lives. There's no other realm where I've ever got to experience such a cool collaboration. So I absolutely love that. I know we always preach our peer services, but I also want to put it out there. If you're in recovery, get the training. There's scholarships out there through For New York. Go ahead and check a quick Google search or reach out if you want some guidance. Get your peer certification. It can change your life and somebody else's. We're always looking for people to join the team. So anyways, I will see you for ROCovery Fit on Wednesday, same time, noon. And Kirsten will be back next week. Love you all. Bye.